Man. Yep.
James Gunn did it, bro. He really did.
That is literally the name. Anybody in particular want to go first?
If you want, I'll start. So James Gunn, Superman. So backtrack. James Gunn took over DC because Marvel kicked him out for some interesting tweets he had posted years back when everything was more tolerated and people were less sensitive. So they fired him. He went to work for DC, created Suicide Squad, came back to Marvel to create Guardians of the Galaxy 3, then he took over DC. His first big project for the new universe was Superman. His first big movie for the new universe was Superman because he still has Creature
Actually,
Commander.
he made Creature Commandos.
That's why I said movie, motherfucker. Movie. Yeah, he made Creature Commandos. Somehow Peacemaker Season 1 is still tying into the new universe somehow. His original Suicide Squad is still tying back to the new universe. But, so they made that. Snyder Bros. Extreme Snyder Bros. Were pissed.
No, we don't acknowledge them. They don't exist. I
Yeah,
refuse to believe they're more than just a vocal minority that's like only on the internet.
I agree 1000%. But look at the political spectrum right now. I thought that was a vocal minority, and yet they took over the country. But so Superman there's teasers coming out, right? We see Crypto. It's very different from Zack Snyder's Superman.
Dude, they ruined my boy Crypto. Like, what is this shit? Crypto the super dog, more like Crypto the super asshole.
Which, if you have a dog, you understand that Crypto is an asshole. Well, some dogs are assholes.
My Crypto from my Crypto TV show would never do any of that.
I think it's also worth noting that's not his Crypto, as we find out at the end of the movie.
No, it's his cousins.
Yeah,
Supergirls.
And let's be real, she's kind of an asshole. So I mean, Apple didn't fall super far from the owner.
We won't go full Jeremy Johns complaining about Supergirl because I've read the comic at least, so I know where she's coming from. So fucking Jeremy Johns, what a dumbass. But going back to Superman, the actual movie, there is no origin story, which is fantastic, right? We jump in 300 years ago, a mutant or metahumans, my bad, showed up on the world. So I'm guessing that's like the Amazonians. 30 years ago, Superman came from Krypton. 3 years ago, he started his Supermaning, and 3 minutes ago, he got his ass beat.
I do like the retro vibes, like the way they started with like text scroll, the old soundtrack. It's like I'll be honest, I don't remember the old Superman, but like this one gave me like Star Wars like starting scroll vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this was definitely taken inspiration from those old Christopher Reeve movies.
It even, the soundtrack, well, not the soundtrack, but the Superman score was kind of like an homage to it.
Yeah, they just did an updated version, basically.
Which is fantastic.
I liked it. I thought it fit really well. I mean, you can't go wrong, really.
Yeah.
We then jump into the movie, right? Shit happens. We understand why Superman is the way he is. He's all about love until, he comes to Earth to get a harem and conquer it.
I'm actually kind of surprised that a lot of the footage we saw, like pre-release, was kind of just the first 10-20 minutes of the movie, which is always a good thing.
I wholeheartedly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because Marvel has always given you shit that happens everywhere throughout the movie. And it's like,
I mean, Superman does too, but like,
I feel like Marvel did that like less prior to like Infinity War. I feel like it's a more recent thing with them.
It's fair. And then
it's funny. Like usually you can like get a little bit better of the idea of the plot of the movie, but like 20 minutes in this movie, you're like, oh, Lex is the villain. He's the one literally causing all of this. It's like you probably could have pieced it together from the trailer, but it wasn't obvious that he was behind a lot of like the stuff in the other country, which like I wouldn't have guessed, but like it only makes so much sense. And that's like a good like early reveal that just like helps set the stage, and it's just done well without being spoiled.
Yeah, they did a good job tying everything together, and once you actually finish the movie, you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, he actually is a criminal mastermind, as per every other piece of Superman media out there.
Yeah, this movie, it was hopeful, right? I know it was written like 2 years ago when James Gunn took over. He started writing it and finished it. So a lot of people, I didn't like that. A lot of media pundits were trying to make it political because the character of Superman has always been an immigrant.
Yeah, it's funny. I
Uh,
had like a completely different vision going to this movie. I was like, man, a lot of people seem to be saying this movie is controversial. I watched them like, no, this is just a Superman movie with like a little bit of diet modern politics, but not really. It's like,
yeah, because Bavaria in the comics literally existed before the country that's gonna boycott the movie because they're saying that it's them. It's like, no, motherfucker, this country in the comics existed way before you. What are you smoking?
When
And
was the
then
first mention of the fake country in the movie? Or sorry,
Bavaria,
the comics. No, it's a Baravia.
Baravia. My bad. Let me get you the Baravia.
but yeah, like the casting in this movie, it was so solid. Like I feel like seeing stills and like screenshots and like cast photos like doesn't really do it justice when they're like on screen, like in motion and like going through the emotions. They like did a phenomenal job. Like it's funny how much.
Broadly agree with you, Eric, except for one exception that I'll bring up later.
Gotcha. Yeah, like David Cornsweet actually looks like a fucking young Henry Cavill. It's crazy how similar he is.
I like that resemblance.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Baravia was first introduced way back in 1939 in his second ever solo issue.
Okay, how much has it featured since then?
I'm not sure, but I know it's been.
So, like, the only reason I ask is like I know there's like Kaznia and various other like fictional countries that get brought up in like Justice League media, like the old Justice League cartoon, but I've literally never heard of this. So like I literally thought they just made it up for the purpose of the movie. So I think if anything, it's actually kind of cool that they're digging back to that first issue, something like literally no one's ever heard of otherwise.
It's from what I'm reading, it's like 2 or 3 issues in 39, 58, and like 70s or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm quickly looking it up.
This may not be surprising to everyone, but it was pretty surprising to me. I watched like this, one of these like clickbait-ish, the cast of Superman answers questions videos, and like James Gunn was there, and it's kind of like surprising to me how much he like did his homework and actually like fully understood the assignment, the universe, the characters, in terms of both their movie history and their comics history. Like anytime a question came up, he'd know like the nuanced answer about like the full backstory, even if he like didn't explain it. It's like he actually had so much comic book lore just stored in his mind like that, and I kind of respect that.
Same.
I just appreciate that he cares for the universe, kind of like he did for Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was like, he's gonna cook.
It's a passion project. It's like you put your effort into it because you really love what you're doing. You're not just doing it for a paycheck.
True. So yeah, we then I'm gonna jump around. We meet the Justice Gang.
Yeah.
We meet Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific.
Justice Gang, I expected to dislike them a lot more. But just because like in the trailers, it looked like they were just kind of throwaways added in for no real reason, and like would kind of clutter up the movie, and they didn't really appear that interesting. Now I can say that, Hawkgirl was still pretty fairly uninteresting. She just kind of existed. But
she just didn't give a shit.
Yeah. And I think that works for the character. Like that's how she was written. And
she doesn't need a major role. Like I was actually afraid that these guys would just be like a group of jokes, and the whole purpose of the movie would be like that they get upstaged by Superman to show how much better he is than every other hero in the universe. And I'm like, I really don't like that because that actually defeats the whole purpose of the Justice League as a concept. Because the whole concept of the Justice League is, Superman's number one, he's the most powerful, but he can't do everything by his own.
Yeah, it's kind of nice how this kind of illustrated how he like fits into a universe that does have other heroes, even though they're not like honestly like that universally recognized or like the goats or anything, it's like they're doing stuff, and I mean, Mr. Terrific's cool. Green Lantern's kind of got like an asshole, and got like a stick up his ass, but like he's still pretty entertaining for what he was. And he does seem to at least like somewhat care about like Superman and the others, so it's like kind of nice having those little moments. It's like he was pretty multifaceted.
It also showed Superman's influence on them, right? Because at the beginning of the movie, they're like, "Bro, just worry about the goddamn country. Fuck about everything else. Just worry about your own shit." Superman's like, "Come on, we got to worry about everybody." And then towards the end of the movie, when you see that Superman's trapped and he can't make it, who shows up to Borovia? Fucking Justice Gang with Guy Gardner using his lantern ring to flip off the military. Hawk Girl.
Yeah, that was like, a really cool way of doing it, because I was like,
yeah, that was also like another controversy where it's like people getting mad about Green Lantern's power in the trailers. Like, oh well, why isn't the thing connected to his ring like it is in the cartoons? You couldn't make them like appear there, and that might actually be a cartoon thing. But within the comics, I'm quite confident it doesn't need to be like directly connected. Like as far as I remember, and it's been a while since I read one, but I have them in my drawer. I could pick them up. I thought this was good. Like James Gunn clearly again understood that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I like how Hawk Girl, she takes the president from Boravia, and he's like, "You're not gonna kill me because you're like Superman." Bitch, you thought wrong, dude. You splatted worse. Poor guy. But hey, he learned his lesson.
I'm not Superman.
And I also don't think he really can't apply the lesson because he's dead now.
No, it was fine. The bad guys learned their lesson. That Hawk Girl's not someone to mess with. And then the ending of first we got to talk about I'm jumping back and forth, but the ending of the movie with Superman giving a speech about being human was also controversial because it's supposed to be American or something, and then it ends with him watching memories that he made of his parents because it makes him happy, kind of tying back to the beginning.
Now, but it's funny. You know how you said that the movie didn't have an origin story? I'd say that showing that message at all kind of is an origin story, but I like how they put like this twist on it where it's like, yeah, it's a little bit of a rehash to show that, but they use it to make it a pivotal plot point in the movie and pivotal to his character development and establishing who he is and his values. Like,
it's condensed, and that actually helps because like we don't have all the backstory the way we got it with Man of Steel, and that works to the movie's favor because there is like mystery and intrigue. Because you could even just argue like, hey, like maybe their understanding of these things on Krypton is different from Earth, so it just sounds horrible to Earth people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt that's actually the case, but like,
I mean, bro, I step on ants all the time.
There you go.
But yeah, that's our quick synopsis of the movie. I did skip some details. I skipped the talking about when they went to the can.
You skipped Jimmy Olsen, bro. How could you do that?
Let me finish. I skipped the Jimmy Olsen.
Lois Lane, bro.
Lois, yeah, I said I just focused on the big things because I had a feeling when we individually talk about our favorite parts of the movie, we're gonna mention those characters. I know, definitely you're mentioning Jimmy Olsen. I know that. King looks like the type who will mention Lois Lane.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Hey, you liked her character,
it
dog.
Means that you're a feminist, and he isn't.
I won't.
I don't know if that part is true, but I like mostly every character. I'm more or less agreeing with Air, but I will talk about that part too.
Yeah. So that's the quick synopsis. Is there any scene in particular you guys want to discuss, or?
I just want to like really bring up quickly the scene Air mentioned where like Superman at the end of the movie was confronting Lex Luthor and getting like really angry and stuff. I thought people found it like a little bit cringe, and I can understand why they felt that way. But to me, I think it was actually kind of necessary, if only for the reason that one of the biggest probably the biggest criticism of Superman is that he's just like a boring hero who has like no personality and all his things are about punching shit. And I understand why people feel that way. I think that there's definitely been moments where he's just kind of like been that big muscle tank. But I think stuff like this is actually like really meant to show. It's like, yeah, he's like this all powerful, like godlike being who just walks among mortals, but he really is like one of us on the inside. It's what's on the inside that matters fundamentally, as cheesy as the line is.
Yeah, I was actually really invested in that Lex versus Superman just like yelling at each other scene, because like obviously Superman can't punch Lex, like that's just not gonna happen. So that
Well, he
like exchange
can.
of their words. No, he's not Hawkgirl. It can't.
No, he can. He chooses not to. But yes.
But yeah, it's like that scene was like that was like one of the best scenes in the movie, I'd say. It was just like it gave you a good like insight on both of their characters and both their motivations, and it got cut off by Crypto, which was kind of funny. And I was like annoyed in the moment, but like I think by that point they had already gotten all their points that they need to out the window. So yeah, it was good timing. It's just the pacing of this movie was just like also really solid.
I feel like it could have used another few minutes just to expand on some shit. Because what was the character? There was a character that I felt was short, like Lois Lane at the Kent's house. She appears in the beginning, and then towards the end of the fucking thing, she's not there. I was like, how the fuck did she?
Bro, are you going to stay at the in-laws you've never met like that? Like, bro, no.
No, but like, there's what was the reason for her leaving? Because it's like, oh, cool, yeah, bye. Like, I
No,
wish they
because
would
she
have
was
just.
she was still working
Oh,
on like a lot of the Lex stuff. She had to get back to working with like Jimmy Olsen on that, you know?
and then I wanted more of Perry White.
Yeah,
I
I
want.
don't mind him not being as much of a
He
character.
did
It
feel a
was
little
weird.
bit underused because like that. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys have seen The Wire or Suits, but like the actor
Nope.
in play Perry White is in that, and he's
Yeah,
a really good actor. He's very dramatic when he wants to be. I definitely
Mhm.
feel like they could have done more with him. Hopefully, they give him more time in the sequel.
I
yeah.
doubt it. I think the one thing about this movie is like we didn't really get much of like Clark being like Clark basically didn't have to hide his identity at all. It's like he's just super thin, but he puts on a wig and glasses, and
No. It's
it's
hypno
like
glasses, dog. Hypno
his
glasses.
hypno glasses. Yeah, it's like it's like the character of Clark is more just like about him being Superman. It's not really him trying to hide himself. Like he's if you look at Clark himself, he's just a guy who just only works and like doesn't do anything when he goes home. Um, because he's just Superman all the time, except when he's like at the desk.
um, I really like the Kents. I like how they
Mhm.
distinguish them from the Man of Steel Kents, right?
I don't
Um,
remember the Man of Steel Kents, but I'm not really sure how
I only
how
remember that
distinguished
shitty
they are.
scene in the tornado, and it's like I tried not to think
yeah,
about that anyway.
I
So
just
like,
remembered
this
Save
is
Martha.
fine.
Why did you say that name?
Martha. Why
That
did
was
you say that
different.
name? That's a sequel. That's a sequel. Um, but because for me, Man of Steel is like a great Superman movie. It's one of my favorite movies from DC ever. Um,
Uh-huh.
granted, I'm not comparing. I am comparing the two, but like, obviously, no
Uh-huh.
different. But I really like that they didn't kill the Paul Kent character. He's still around, right? He's like, yo, we're just here to see you make stupid choices and then learn from them.
Yeah.
And how the mom in the beginning of the movie, so like every mom, or like, hey, how come you don't visit or like and all that, and then Jimmy's just giving him a hard time, jokingly, of course.
Honestly, she's
I,
got a point. He's like literally 2 seconds away at any given time. Why doesn't he visit more?
because he's trying to get laid with Lois, dude. He wrote
It
"I love you"
even then.
and it's fucking framed in their
Mhm.
apartment. I also liked the interview scene between Lois and Clark, where he just changes his voice. He goes from this like nerdy, dorky guy, and then he's like slight voice
I think
change to more confident.
I think that was good at giving an insight to his character, but I wish we got like more out of that scene in terms of like Lois never got her actual interview, or did she at the end of the movie? I don't think she did. Uh, oh
Falafel
yeah, no,
guy,
she
dog.
did. Yeah.
Falafel
So
guy.
like, super shit.
At least Falafel Dude got his article.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? And I hated Lex for that. I already hated Lex because Lex kidnapped the dog. Where's the dog, Lex? What dog? Stupid dog in a cape. And then he just smacks the fucking table. But I really liked how Lex was just full fucking evil. Like he hates his men so much. He's like, I'll kill everybody. I don't care. And that's something we've really missed. Again, the last Lex I remember was the fucking nerdy piece of shit from Martha. Why did you say that name? So
Yeah, we don't talk
I'm
about him.
I'm just
Mark
glad that
Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, Zuckerberg.
yeah, it just annoyed the shit out of me. And then I see this Lex, and I was like, damn,
Yeah,
he
this
kills
is
him.
like way closer to Lex, like what Lex should be in a
I still find it so
hypothetical.
funny taking an actor who auditioned for Superman saying, "Hey, you want to be Lex?"
It's a perfect choice though, because he's motivated to one up Superman because he's like, that should have been me. That should have
Yeah.
been me.
That would explain the overacting.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought
I want to like say like in that final end scene where like Lex is walking around, a lot of people seem to be praising that scene. I didn't care for that scene. It came off to me like a very overacted high school drama. And I mean like a stage play type of thing. Like that's what it came off to me like. It didn't come off to me like a good movie performance.
mm,
I'm not saying the actor was
Oh,
a
yeah,
bad choice
also-
or nothing. I just feel like that particular
Yeah.
scene, I'm like, I don't really like this.
Also, the Fortress of Solitude. Oh, just good special effects, just good scene, a good set. It's like that's just vibes how it should be.
I like how they
Well, I
kept it
think-
pretty simple too.
I think most of it was practical effects except the surrounding area. Because I remember watching a video on YouTube where James Gunn took not the creators, but comic book artists of Superman and just showed them the Fortress of Solitude. So,
I haven't seen
What
that.
did-
I'll look it up later.
Also,
What did you
Mr.
guys-
Terrific.
Yeah.
They made him so cool in this movie. Like I'd seen him in like Flash, like seasons 5 and beyond, and he was all right there, or 6 and beyond. He was like okay. He's a fun character, but like I couldn't see him work in a movie. And then they had him be like a Giga Chad in this movie. Like
I'm
at
Mr.
first
Cur-
seeming like he was an asshole, and then just like rocking up and just wrecking everyone's shit.
He's like, "Do you need help?" I'm Mr. Terrific, God damn it! Boom, flex the shit out of him at the end.
He's the first
Yeah.
one to go out his way to help Superman and help Lois, and he's the one who. It's like you see him walk into that camp with all the soldiers, and you're like, "Yeah, I know he's a superhero, but like this is kind of tense.
Well,
Are they gonna get out of this?" And then 2 seconds later, he's just fucking everyone up.
he's kind of Iron Man without the suit, but with the
Yeah.
suit, it makes sense. So I was a little worried. I was like, so this is where my boy Guy Gardner and Hawker will show up, right? And then he's like, nah, let me just put this bitch in a bubble. RIT spheres, go fuck him up. And I was like, dang. I was like, it took Mr. Terrific and Arrow 2 or 3 seasons to be this good. The motherfucker did it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like that. It seemed like that kind of shows that like those three could have been heroes on their own, and long before they were a team, which wasn't the case because they were funded like by Maxwell Lord, which also he was like done by James Gunn brother.
Well, we don't
which is
know that part. They could have also just done that. Then James Gunn's brother brought them together.
True.
Well,
We
no,
don't have
because
an origin story.
it said that the Justice Gang was made by Maxwell Lord.
Right, but I'm saying like they could have operated independently, and then he went out and said, "Hey, why don't you guys work together and you can live in my building?"
Oh, fair, yeah. I got what you're saying.
Funny
Bro,
thing
there's
about
some
that
static
James Gunn
feedback
also.
on Spidey's end.
But yeah, funny thing about that, James Gunn also specifically went.
No, fuck, I'm wrong.
and
That's
said-
air.
Oh,
Okay, well, Eric, Taco Bell, what the fuck?
yeah. So James
what
Gunn
was that?
specifically considers like Lex Luthor, Maxwell Lord, and like two or three others, like the evil billionaires of the world, of the DC world. So I feel like if it's not already, he's like coming up with something to eventually show a little bit of why the current system of like Justice Gang isn't necessarily working the way it should. But I'm curious to see how that develops.
Peacemaker season 2 is probably gonna
Oh,
expand
dude, the
on that.
Peacemaker cameo was so perfect.
That
It's
shit
like
threw me
that
off,
is
dude.
peak comedic timing. My God.
Yeah, how did that not get leaked?
Yeah.
Because nobody could see John Cena. Duh.
I was literally just about to say that, but it was too obvious.
Then Christopher Reeve's son, he's a reporter in real life. He cameoed as a reporter in this one. I thought that was a nice little nod to the
Shit, I
Reeves
didn't even catch
family. And then we already mentioned Supergirl's cameo. There was a cameo of Gotham City, turn left.
What?
But yeah, so towards the end of the movie, when everybody's escaping from the split on the freeway, it says Gotham, turn left.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Gotham around. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
But yeah, I enjoyed how much of a role they gave like Lois and Jimmy, because like they really did pull the heavy weight when it came to like exposing Lex and showing the world who he is. Because like Superman could do all I wanted, but like without people there to tell the story, get the evidence, and show it all, it wouldn't have hit as hard and wouldn't have redeemed Superman as much as if his friends didn't put in the work to find it. Yeah,
which in current day is so unrealistic, but
it wouldn't have been such as big of an L for Lex as it was when that all happened. It's like they actually meaningfully contributed, and I can't believe Jimmy Olsen somehow that much of a Giga Chat that he was like just able to swing it.
I was reading because I was fascinated by Jimmy Olsen in this movie because again, if I'm looking back at previous iterations of Jimmy Olsen, he gets killed in Dawn of Justice, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah.
He gets murdered, and in this one, he's like a super pimp. I was like, what the fuck? My boy's a pimp? Two bitches on his side. He's a pimp. Pimp, playboy, same bullshit.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think you know what those words mean.
I'm not saying he's fucking has hoes around, but I'm saying he has hoes around. I was reading that in the comics, his Darkseid's first appearance is in a Jimmy Olsen comic.
Huh.
Which is insane to me. Yeah, he's had a couple.
What the
Well, what does Darkseid do in the comic that he appeared in?
I don't. He just interviewed with him. I'm not even joking. He interviews with Jimmy Olsen.
What does Jimmy Olsen do in his own comic? Why does he have his own line?
Oh, he does some crazy shit. I don't want to. It's been a while since I was YouTube video because there was a report that James Gunn and DC Studios is trying to create a show for Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen. And I was like, what? And then New Rockstars, I think it was New Rockstars, they mentioned how Jimmy Olsen, in the comics, he interviews Darkseid. Supergirl's all over Jimmy Olsen. Power Girl's all over Jimmy Olsen. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I learned something about Jimmy Olsen. I was like, damn, this guy's really sacrificing for us, for Superman. Poor guy.
I also really like the Ultraman twist. It's like it's something that's like so obvious to see coming, but it's another one that you're like just not thinking about, not considering that they'd actually throw into this movie. It's just a good reveal and just a good way to go about the character, and also like I feel like they're gonna bring it back as Bizarro. It just has to happen.
It has to happen. The first tease of it was when they go to the Fortress of Solitude and it opens.
Yeah, dude, that's such good subtle storytelling. That's crazy.
It threw me off because I was like, how the fuck did he open it?
Right?
I didn't put it together, and then the reveal happens. I was like, oh fuck. Mm-hmm. That's why Superman got his ass beat in the beginning, because one, he was fighting Superman with his physique and his strengths, but Lex's brain. Mm-hmm. Well, no shit, he's gonna get his ass beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also made a lot of sense because it's like you guys said, DNA can be found anywhere. If you guys remember the final episode of Justice League Unlimited Season 2, there's a joke about how they collected Batman's DNA to make Batman Beyond. And Amanda Waller basically says, yeah, Air knows what I'm going to say. It's like she tells Terry, like, Bruce's DNA was easy enough to find. He left it all over town, but that's not remotely what I meant. And I'm like, yeah, I gotcha.
One of the worst retcons of all time.
I actually didn't mind it.
It's damn. So what did we give them? What did we think of Metaformal? No, did I say his name right?
Metamorpho.
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 He was pretty accurate. I don't think they did
I-
anything wrong with him. There's nothing
I
I
didn't
couldn't
know
really
much
see
about him.
otherwise.
When they first showed him, I was like, oh, who is this ugly weirdo? And then I was like, assuming he was just a rando, but yeah, no, I guess he is a thing in the comics. Also, I'm reading right now. It's his actor actually played a character in Gotham, like Victor Zsasz. So that's kind of surprising to see someone go from like small screen to big screen like that.
I've never seen Gotham.
I haven't either, other than like the first episode. Like, cool.
Yeah. I like how he's like, oh, fuck this Superman guy. I can't have my son die. And then he's like, you could actually save him? See, if it wasn't for Falafel Guy, Metamorpho wouldn't have turned good. I'm just saying, Falafel
That's
Guy
true,
deserves
actually. You're right.
he deserves his own
Who
movie.
exactly is saying Falafel Guy doesn't deserve his cred?
No, I said his own movie, dog. Get it together.
He's dead now.
Hey, bro, they brought back Black Widow in the MCU for her movie.
What?
Yeah, but they
Wait.
did that by going back in time and being like, oh, this movie takes place before Infinity
Well,
War.
Why can't we do
Yeah.
that? It could be a
No one
short
would
movie.
really
All
give a
right, so
fuck.
final ratings for the movie.
Final ratings. King, you want to start? Or do you want to talk about your dislikes first?
There's nothing I really disliked outside of that one like Lex Luthor scene. I thought everything else was like wrapped up like pretty well. This is basically whatever I wanted in a Superman movie. Like you guys said, I don't care for the politics one way or another. It was subtle enough that if you don't know it's happening ahead of time, it's gonna just go completely over your head. And to me, it's like regardless, dude, it's a fucking movie. Like I'm gonna watch it regardless, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Same goes whether you're left or right, and goes for other like movies and TV shows and crap too. So, movie overall, it's a good movie. I think I give it I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Nice. I'll let Air go last. I'll go right now. I thought it was a really good movie. I only dislike some scenes, like the garage scene with Mr. Terrific. I felt like nice writing joke, but then I felt like it dragged a little bit. Engineer, I thought she was a cool character, but I feel like she got her ass kicked too easily, and she's supposed to be engineered, pun intended, by Lex. So that was kind of underwhelming for me. But overall, I really liked it. I saw it the Tuesday before the movie came out, thanks to Amazon. The fucking vibes were immaculate. I would give it an A or a 9 out of 10, and we go out of 10. That was really good. I'm excited to see what happens, and this is something the DC universe needed to start off with. Everybody excited for this new universe, for these characters, because maybe then will Marvel get their shit together and actually work on making solid movies that aren't absolute dog shit. But yeah, 9 out of 10 or an A rating. Air.
Yeah, so this movie really did feel like a comic book movie. It made you feel like this world was alive, this world was existing, that there were multiple storylines already going, and this just felt like a little snapshot. It wasn't trying to be an origin story, it was just trying to be another day in this universe. And I think it accomplished that goal while also doing a really good job at introducing us to all of the characters, developing them pretty well, giving Superman a solid story arc for his first outing, and just making everything look cool, optimistic, and open up the door for the future without necessarily over relying on what's to come and just being good in the moment and telling a good story as is. So yeah, I'd also give it an A.
And with that, we jump from one comic book movie to another comic book movie. Fantastic Four First Step.
Fantastic Four.
Dude, when